Fritz, you talked about yesterday how adversity was going to hit once again at some point in this game. It did when they erased an 11-point lead. What was different about the way this group responded to that compared to some of the previous instances on the road?
Well, obviously when we turned it over on 3 straight possessions and they scored that last one, Barnheiser, who's a hell of a player, gets the steal, goes down, gets the dunk to cut it to 1. And then we continued to struggle putting it in the basket, but I thought we guarded them. And that was the key, is we were able to get stops and stay in it and keep a lead. And then that last play, coming out of the timeout, Casey made a great read on the back screen, slipped out of it, and hit a huge 3 to make it 2 possessions. And then we knocked some free throws down the stretch and continued to get stops. And that's a hard team to do it against with Bowie. He's as clutch as anybody in this league, in this country. He's a top 5 point guard in the nation, in my opinion. And I thought our guys did a heck of a job, pretty much start to finish. And Bryce did a great job. Sam had a lot of possessions on him. Jamarcus had a lot of opportunities. CJ switched off on him, had a great stop on a possession. And I give Josiah a lot of credit for stepping into the starting lineup and really setting the tone in the paint. And Northwestern switches a lot of screens. They really pressure. They make it difficult on you. We assisted, I think, 12 of our 16 first half baskets. We also had 8 turnovers. And we talked at halftime, if we can take care of the ball, we're going to have a pretty good chance to win the game. We did that early, and then obviously we had the 3 or 4 in a 5 possession stretch, which got Northwestern back in the game. And give them credit for ramping up their pressure and making it difficult. We got to start getting back cuts. We got to start loosening teams up when they get into us like they do, especially when we have a lead built. But again, we found a way. That's the important thing. Sometimes human nature, when things haven't gone well down the stretch, is here we go again. And our guys continue to defend through the tough stretch. And now the challenge for our guys is to get over this one quickly. I told them, we're not dancing, we're not pouring water on anybody. We're moving on, and we're going to get ready and have a business-like approach to our practice tomorrow against a team that had an unbelievable performance today. Had that game on in the coach's locker room before the game. Ohio State puts you in a lot of really tough positions, but I'm happy that our guys took care of business today against a really, really good basketball team and found a way to get the job done.
Northwestern really cooled off in 3 in the second half. Was there any difference in the defense there? Or?
Oh, I thought our urgency was better. They hit, I think, their first 4 or 4 of their first 5. And, we watched a lot of clips on, we're almost there, almost isn't good enough. And early in that game, we were almost there. But, they've got 4 guys shooting over 40% from the 3-point line. And they got going and they got confident. And that's a hard thing, man. When you get a confident shooter out there that shoots a high percentage, it's hard to turn them off. But our guys kept battling, they kept working. Chris runs a lot of great actions to get those guys shots. And, our guys, they fought like hell. And again, I thought the difference, I think we shot 55%, but the difference was the defense. Late in the game, the rebounding. We talked about winning the glass. You're going to have a good chance to win the game. I think we won the rebound battle by 14. And that's huge in a game like this.
Teams get really physical with Casey. Can you just speak on his persistence, to stick with it, probably through some frustrations at times to get to a shot like that?
Yeah, he does. I mean, the freedom of movement of, holding on to him or getting in his path and stopping his movement. I'd like to see him get a little bit more of that. I think he's earned that with what he's done the last couple of years. But, he keeps fighting, and that's the thing that I'm really proud of Casey. The growth that he's shown over the last couple of years is one with his body and his physicality. People are so keyed in on him during the game, and he just keeps going and keeps fighting, and finally got loose there on that last possession to hit the 3 again to give us that 2 possession lead. And I'm really from where Casey was when he came in here a couple of years ago to where he is now, his movement without the ball, he's really worked hard on that aspect of his game. And hit a couple tough floaters in there as well when we absolutely needed a basket. The other guy, that I really got to give a lot of credit to is Eli.
Yep.
We were struggling to score, and he just put his head down and got himself to the free throw line and knocked down all 4 of his free throws. So, those are huge points for us, and for freshmen to go in there when we desperately needed the ball to go in the basket. For a freshman to do that is a great sign.
Coach, what does it say about Josiah the fact that he was able to step up in the way that he did in Juwan's absence?
Yeah, it's who he is. He's playing with a lot more confidence. He went through a little stretch. I thought he struggled a little bit with his confidence, and you can see it in his free throw shooting. He's taking his time more. His rhythm is better. Even his three, he's looking at shooting it. He had good patience, I thought, in the paint today. And again, we got the ball into him quite a bit in that first half. We unfortunately couldn't get it to him much in the second, but he really set the tone for this game with a really physical start, and we needed it. And with Juwan out, you'd probably say he's heart and soul of his team with all the little things that he does. But Josiah went out there, and I thought he was really, really good for us.
Coach, what was it like getting handshakes and high fives from all out there?
Yeah, it was a pretty special weekend, and we had a dinner last night at the Hendricks training complex, and it was great to spend some time with Coach Nee. He recruited me. He was in my house in Ames, Iowa, did a home visit, and he was a hard guy to say no to. And you could see with all the talent that he brought in here in his tenure, and you could see why those teams were so good. But he was an unbelievable recruiter. Played fast, played an exciting brand of basketball, so it was great to catch up with Coach Nee. The one guy I was really happy that got back here is Larry Florence. Larry's battling cancer right now. He's been fighting it for about 10 years. And, to be able to get him back, to spend some really quality time with his teammates and people that he's got really good relationships with, I think was great for him. And it was great to see him, and we're certainly wishing him all the best. And, our prayers are with him as he continues to fight his battle. But, it was great to spend some time with him. He came to practice yesterday and was able to spend quite a bit of time with him. And he's a really, really good person. And it was great for him to get back here, like I said, to spend some really good time with some old friends.
Rink played the most minutes of anybody. Looks like he's kind of battling. Went back to the knee sleeve thing. Is he kind of? Is he battling that knee still?
He's doing fine. It's we're limiting his reps in practice just with everything that he went through. He wants to practice out there full time, but we just we need him in the games. And he talks about being a rhythm guy and needing reps, so we're giving him a few more probably than he should be right now because we need him out there. He's playmaker, pressure release, a guy that can knock down shots, and I thought he made some nice plays for us out there. I thought he missed a couple opportunities as well, and maybe that's because he's limited in his practice reps. But he's played so much basketball and has so much experience, and I thought he played really well on both ends.
Blaze was active. I know he didn't play. Is that progressing the way you would hope? Is he close to becoming a factor in the rotation?
Here's the thing on Blaze. I told our trainer after the game, I don't need him to run up and down the floor, but if we come into a scenario like we had the other night where we have an injury and a guy foul out, I need him to get a rebound. I don't need him to run down the floor, so that's why we had him available today. But I don't get your hopes up as far as coming out and playing 10 minutes right now. He's progressing well, and we're going to get him in some up and down live action in the next couple weeks. I know I've been saying that a lot, but he's close. His loads are higher, but we just worst case scenario, if something happens, he's an emergency only role right now. But he's working hard, and hope to get him back on the court soon.
Yep.